Hi, I am Anna Martin, and this is the Flex Podcast. So today we are talking about how to energize your day. So coming out the back of the season that we've just been in, me included, a lot of us feel very, very tired and very battered. Winter in the UK is a bit grey, shall we say, so it doesn't lead us to feeling particularly energetic. So let's talk about the kind of stuff that we can look at to help maximise our energy, not just coming out of the winter, by the way, but across the year. This is all in a bit more detail on Flex, by the way, so do feel free to head over there and have a little look at this on the website. Okay, we're going to look at sleep, fuel, movement, stress management, and habits. So these are the 5 things that can have quite a big impact on how energetic we feel. So sleep-wise, you know it repairs and restores everything, your brain and physical health. It has a huge effect on your immune system, your weight control, your hunger hormones are regulated by your sleep. So when you haven't sleep, you know when you can't stop wanting to shove your face in a carbohydrate, part of that is because our sleep pattern is off, and so our hunger hormones are off. They don't really know what to do with themselves. So that can be one way that we can help to manage our physical health, is by making sure that we are sleeping. It also boosts our mental health, so things like mood, focus, and memory. And it can also help our performance, so things like coordination, reaction time, and stamina. Now, when you listen to all of that stuff, you start thinking, well, maybe this is a reason why I am not able to drop a few seconds off my run time, or I'm falling asleep at my desk in the middle of the day, or I couldn't follow the choreography in my dance fitness class on Thursday because I was so tired that my brain wasn't able to function. So we are going to look at that sleep. We are going to try and reduce our caffeine. Well, we are going to get rid of our caffeine after 2 p.m. So that's a massive effect on the amount of deep sleep that we get. We can try not to drink alcohol every day, please, because it really affects your ability to get into your deep sleep, which again is going to make you feel tired the next day. We want to get a good pre-bedtime routine. We're going to get off our phones, not be scrolling on bloody reels at 10:30 at night. I do it as well, stopping myself. Consistent wake time and a consistent bedtime can be really helpful. Now, obviously, if you're not going out raving, totally get it. But on a weekday, if you've got a relatively fixed routine, it can be really helpful to be this is me going to bed now at 10:15. I'm going to read my book for 15 minutes, then I turn my light off. And that teaches your body as well that when you feel tired, you are actually going to bed rather than artificially stimulating your brain to stay awake by looking at your phone all the time. We might take magnesium if we are allowed, and if we've got no contraindications with medication or health conditions, to take magnesium 30 minutes before your bedtime. Okay, fuel-wise, we want to have a sustained energy release across the day. So it would make sense for our body to use things like our proteins and our fats help to distribute our carbohydrates over the day. So if we're eating a good mixture of proteins and healthy fats in our meals, that's going to help. And eating complex carbohydrates across the day, rather than relying on things like sugary boosted stuff like, chocolate sweets or whatever in the middle of the afternoon for that extra boost. Now, we already know this, right? Because if we're doing something like endurance running, we might be having sweets in order to get that sugar in our body right now, like glycogen-based stuff. The sachets of gels and things. These things are designed to get carbohydrates in you right then because you need it for your performance. If that's not what we're doing, and actually we want to have sustained energy across the day, it makes sense to manage our diet to help us get to that. We want to eat protein so that we are repairing our muscles. We want to stay hydrated. Dehydrated people don't train that well for a start, and they also struggle with their focus, their fatigue levels, concentration, coordination, memory. So get drinking water, and don't be one of these people that comes to me and is like, I just keep forgetting. Put a reminder on your phone then. Do something about it. We need to be hydrated. You can't just be dry and crispy all the time. No one wants to be crispy. We are going to make sure that we eat enough food when you need it. And what I mean by this is, I love that you are working towards your goals. So I have a lot of clients that might be working towards weight loss, for example. That's great. And we do know that that means that we need to be in a calorie deficit. But if you're not eating enough food at your meal time or whenever it is, your energy levels are going to drop. We know this. That's why people who do bodybuilding shows feel like absolute dog shit before they compete, because they're depleted and they're not eating enough food to sustain their usual body weight. It's tiring for your body. So yes, there is a degree to which that might happen, but actually, if we eat enough food, like in the meal, so that our tummy feels full enough and we're giving our body what it needs, then we are able to offset a little bit of that. So even if weight loss is a goal for you, you still need to be getting enough fuel in. You can't be doing this whole like 1980s diet where you just eat 2 Ryvita and a piece of cucumber. That isn't enough for a grown-ass woman. So let's balance our goals with our mindset. Well-balanced diet, including veggies. You want to make sure you're getting your vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B12, and all of that in the food. So we need like a variety of meats and fishes. We need a variety of veggies. If you're vegan, like you might need to supplement a couple of things, but you know, we've talked about that on other podcasts, so I won't go on about it now, but it is important to get that balance in. We are, keeping off the drugs, keeping off the caffeine and alcohol, especially if we want to get really good sleep. We're looking at our movement. So I know it sounds counterintuitive, but moving makes you feel more energetic. Sometimes you are so tired and exhausted that it probably wouldn't do you that much good to go and do like a HIIT class or something. But probably having a little walk on your lunch break is going to do something to help your energy. It reduces fatigue, it boosts your mood, it releases those endorphins. Moving helps to improve your sleep quality so you can fall asleep faster, get deeper sleep. Stress reduction, managing your cortisol levels via movement has a massive impact on that as well. And obviously it improves your cardiovascular health. Now, when your heart is strong, it can pump your nutrients and your oxygen around your body more efficiently. And obviously that's going to help you with your energy because you'll getting what you need as you need it because your heart and lungs are very efficient. So there's so many benefits to exercise, to movement, to cardio, to training, to all of these things. So sometimes when we are tired, it will benefit us to train. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, like when you're so tired you can't even see, probably not then, but when you're just, a bit tired and I can't be bothered, go to the gym, go to your class, do your workout, go through it with your friends, whatever it is that you're going to do, it's going to make you feel a lot better. And especially in the long term. We're trying to reduce our stress. One of the ways we can do that is by exercise. Maybe you can do walking meetings, maybe you can touch something green on your lunch break, whatever it might be. We do want to do some exercise. It does massively help with our stress reduction, as we mentioned before. You might need to do some breathing of some kind. Slow inhalations and exhalations have a huge reduction on stress because it's how you tell your body that you're calm. It's by breathing slowly. So whatever helps you do that, it might just be literally breathing slowly on your own. It might be doing yoga. It might be doing meditation, tai chi, whatever. I don't really do yoga for the physical benefits because obviously I train a lot and do a lot of mobility work myself anyway. But it is one of the ways that I can slow my breathing down, and that in turn releases the tension around my rib cage from my scoliosis. Because I'm taking the time to inhale properly and expand my rib cage, and that makes a really big difference to the amount of discomfort that I feel. So there are different reasons why we might do things, and so for me, yoga is about the breathing, because it's about the only time that I properly slow down and really focus on it. You can do like small movements to release tension in problem areas like your neck, shoulders, jaw, little exercises, self-massage, that kind of thing. Might set some boundaries, might put your phone on Do Not Disturb after 8:30. Who wants to hear from anyone from work after that time? No one. Put it on Do Not Disturb. You can set it up so that you get different notifications through, so your mum's allowed to message you, but no one else is, that kind of stuff. You might limit your screen time. You might say no more, do a bit more self-care. We might want to schedule in more social life, so we're taking a break. Your social life releases endorphins and reduces cortisol. So there are benefits to everything that we love to do. Doing your hobbies does the same thing. So you might be like, yeah, but I've got all this work to do. In the politest possible way, at some point, you're going to have to fuck that off. So you can do something that helps you manage your stress levels, whether that's training, seeing someone, having a chat with a friend, whatever. You need to blow off some steam away from all of the stuff that you have to do for other people. There has to be a balance, because you can't perform at your best for the other things if you do not also manage your stress levels. So don't be giving me all that stuff where you're trying to make yourself do really hard things. Okay, this is a task for you, is to think about your daily habits and the things that we've talked about. And I want you to write down 3 things that you could easily change tomorrow to feel more energetic and to feel a bit more magical. So that's your task. Now, right at the end of this podcast, just think about it, or shove it in your notes or something like that. Think about what things could I easily change. And I know straight away that last night my back was hurting after teaching, so I couldn't be bothered to get up, so I scrolled on my phone for about 20 minutes longer than I should have. There was absolutely no reason for it. It was so boring, but the effort between getting up, my back hurting, actually didn't make any difference 20 minutes later. It still bloody hurts. I should have just got up when I said it. And that would have reduced my feelings of stress. I would have made me feel calmer before bedtime, like all these things. So have a little think about what yours are. And I'm going to shut up and leave you alone. May you have a wonderful day.